Thanks, Paul. Now, 11 plays, 11 performers. That is what the 2016 edition of So Solo is offering to those who love the art of theatre. The Theatre Festival of one-person plays, which opened on Wednesday evening, is in its third year, and this year is a testament of how much it has grown into a platform that accommodates all types of voices, especially those that are more often than not ignored or suppressed. Early this week, our producer, Tumi Sedumedi, was invited to attend 2 dress rehearsals just before the festival kicked off. Here is an insert she put together.
It's a place and space where the story is carried by one person and one person only. Here, you either rise to the occasion by connecting with your audiences and taking them to another level, or you simply disappoint. This is So Solo, the Wits Theatre-based theatre festival of one-person plays, which was founded 3 years ago by Gita Patha, who is in charge of the Institution of Higher Learning's theatre.
Any platform that allows artists, both student or professional or amateur or community, then serves the society at large. So Solo's particular importance is that it focuses in on the talents, and they're quite different when you're a solo performer to a production that has a huge ensemble cast. You know, there's no one to hide behind, and so this festival, I think, in a very tight, focused way, highlights a performer's skill.
The festival, which has given a voice to many young thespians, is known for being one of the most supportive platforms in its industry.
One always appreciates a space and an opportunity to work, create something new, and have the pressures of how that will be produced, how that will be done outside of themselves. Often you're running around, you're trying to make a piece of work, you're directing it, you're producing it, you have to write it, you're borrowing props from your mother's house, you're doing all of these things to try and make the small projects work. So the So Solo really is a space for us to be able to come and experiment and play and create a new piece of work. It's also recognizing where the shape of the industry is at the moment. Budgets are small, money is tight. The way you make is got to be as efficient as possible. And it's hard to make with one performer, but when you get it right, it's a joy for an audience. So it's really its own unique form, and Gita kind of putting together all of this collage of 11 plays in a festival like this is fantastic. And also engaging with this subject matter that we are at Wits right now, given the dialogue, given the tension, given the many conversations that are happening on campus, it's also a gift to be able to find a creative way to engage that conversation.
Gumede knows this because he is co-directing this year's commissioned piece at the 12-day-long theatre gathering. He and Rezin Wentworth have the pleasure of guiding performer Nhlanhla Mahlangu in Gqesha, the chant that calls, as he, through drama, music and dance, tells his personal story.
It's really personal. It's Nhlanhla's biographical piece, but the more personal, the more universal. It speaks about overarching themes such as dispossession, systematic exclusion, the violence of that, violence connoting to many other sorts of imposement on self. I think that it's relevant because it's not only Nhlanhla's story. It's many people feel it, no matter what race, no matter what age. Because we are South African, we know what is going on. We know that at some point in the system we have been affected and infected by it.
For this passionate performer, the task of carrying a one-hander is one he considers an opportunity to display one's respect for the craft that is theatre.
It's actually allowing yourself and abandoning your body, your mind, to the story. Because the story is the most important thing than a performer or the actor or the self. I mean, it's a choice we've made to be artists, and the stories we tell are more important. And if you give yourself to the story, and the story will take over your body. It's almost like saying, use my body to tell the story. Use my body as an instrument to communicate.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing?
In this play, though, the drill is totally different. This one is titled The First Date, and here Zaza connects with the audience by bringing them onto the stage, one member at a time, to have simple conversations about matters society still struggles to face without getting emotionally challenged.
We're trying to enlighten everybody in South Africa about the fact that there are other people out there that may be different than you are. So we're trying to broaden their perspective, or broaden their horizons in terms of the different communities, the different cultures and different beliefs that are out there. So for me, this is so important because it brings back that whole spirit of respecting each other and your beliefs and what you stand for.
Directed by young dancer and choreographer Kwanele Finch Tusi, this piece will show at Solo next weekend, and although the director can only be nervous about how things will pan out, considering how out of the ordinary this production is, he is moved by the festival's decision to provide a platform to his voice.
I think Solo has done a tremendous responsibility for many narratives to be heard. I think a lot of plays and a lot of theatre work, especially in dance and stage work, is not that inclusive. But I feel like now we are becoming more inclusive, and audience members are becoming, we are inviting the audience to be on stage. So the work is becoming more accessible for a lot of different personalities, different sexualities, different races. And I think the work of transgender and the work of LGBTI is now getting a voice of its own. And I'm grateful for Gita and Solo to have us here. And I wish that more festivals would invite work like this.
Beyond offering continued support to thespians and their voices, Solo also takes its effort to shape the way society looks at itself very seriously.
As a South African who understands the need for redress and a way to make the playing fields even, I place a lot of importance on giving women a voice, specifically African women a voice. I look for interesting material. I look for artists and writers and directors who are really wrestling with this country and finding interesting and unique ways of depicting our experiences, because you must remember whatever's in those plays are really our experience, but we see it through visionary eyes, through an artistic perspective that allows us as audience members to reflect on our reality and hopefully change it.
Shows will be on at different venues in and around the university until Sunday, the 4th of December. For Morning Live in Braamfontein, I am Tumi Sedumedi.